Hi students, welcome to Commerce second year. In our previous class, we have discussed about the differences between internal trade and international trade. The scope of internal trade will be very less when compared to international trade, because in case of internal trade, there are not many legal formalities, documents need not be submitted to various government authorities. Both buyer and seller belong to the same nation, so rules and regulations will be very less and easy to follow. It is very convenient type of trade when it is within the country, because people are known to each other and we know the customs and traditions of other state, and according to the demand and requirement of people, we produce the goods. And as both buyer and seller belong to the same nation, government, either the state government or central government also will not impose many restrictions. Whereas in a foreign trade, it is little bit typical, complicated, lengthy procedure. Nowadays due to advanced technology and liberal policies adopted by governments, nowadays it has also become easy. International trade also has become very easy. But when compared to international trade is little bit complicated and risky. Clear? Now, in this class, we are going to discuss about importance and benefits of international trade. Importance and benefits of international trade. Why this international trade is given lot of importance? Nowadays, you see that whenever the government or state leaders, concerned ministers or prime minister is talking, they talk about international friendship, development of trade with the other countries. Whenever our prime minister visits foreign countries, they conduct a get together with all NRIs and foreign entrepreneurs. They launch about the program like Make in India, Come Back India, like this. Various programs are launched by the present government and even the state government. We come out with various incentives for the foreign companies. If you have the habit of reading the newspapers, you can easily understand what the governments are trying at the state level or at the national level. Governments are trying to attract foreign companies to India, and we are trying to develop international trade, not only in India. You see, at the international level, a trade war is going on between China and America, or say America and England, or Japan and Russia, like that. Many countries try to show their capacity in the trade at the international platform. They come out with various policies, they come out with various schemes, various methods of trading, various methods of production, lot of advertisement. So many strategies are made. Countries will become alliance and they have friendly nations, they have got enemy nations, lot of trade war will go on. So with this you can understand that international trade has got a lot of importance in developing of one country. Individually you cannot develop on your own. There is a requirement. Any country in the world cannot avoid international trade. In the absence of international trade, life becomes very difficult, very hard to survive. Why? Because no country in the world, including America, the so-called developed and richest country of the world, even other countries are also there, but in size they are small, but the America is very biggest, having a lot of resources, still depends upon foreign trade. So no country, there is no exception for foreign trade. There is no exception for international trade for any country. Every country has to depend on international trade. So with this statement you can understand the importance. Why we require international trade? Single point. No country in the world is self-reliant. What we say is self-dependent, or say having all the resources. In economic terms, we say self-reliance, means where we produce goods on our own. Okay, attaining the self-reliance means standing on your own feet, means without any other support you can survive. It is not possible for any country. Even though you are having sophisticated technology, even though you have got money, even though you have got human resources, remember that manufacturing of certain goods requires availability of certain natural resources. So, if you study, if you analyze all over the world, all countries are not equally enriched with the natural resources. We do not have natural resources distributed in a balanced manner all over the world. For example, in India, okay, 3/4 of the land mass is surrounded by water, but unfortunately it is ocean water, and we do not have much minerals in proportion to the population. Unfortunately, we do not have the required quantities of crude which is required for manufacturing of petrol and diesel, whereas Arab countries are very rich, like Kuwait or say Iran, Iraq and UAE. They have got enriched petroleum mineral, oils. So that petroleum, diesel, they manufacture the raw material required for this petroleum and gasoline or diesel, crude oil, which is abundantly available in that country, even though it is desert, but they are rich in that particular product, particular mineral. So which has got great demand all over the world. So by selling petrol, they are making a lot of money. Like that, certain countries have got that flexible, that advantage of having a particular resource in heavy quantities. So by taking the advantage of that, they can gain money. So international trade, even for example America has got so many resources, but for petrol they have to depend on again Arab countries. India, we may be having 125 crores plus population, but we cannot produce petrol which is required for our domestic population. We have to depend on again Arab countries. Technology, we have to depend on other countries. For defense weapons, we have to depend on France. Slowly we are achieving the self-reliance in various areas, but unfortunately as the population is increasing, still we have to depend on foreign trade. So for every country, not for India, not for America, China, Pakistan, Nepal, every country has to depend on other country. Like you people depend on your fellow student for answers in the examination. Okay, you are not supposed to do, but naturally when we conduct the exams, we see that every student will be chatting with the fellow student, what you have written, what is your answer, like that. Without talking in the classroom, without talking in the examination hall, we never write, only few people will write. So that is the situation. Nowadays every country is depending on others. That is why it is very important. So when we carry out international trade, what are the benefits we derive? What are the advantages we have? The first one, it leads to better use of available resources. It leads to better use of available resources. Whatever the resource we have got, maybe minerals, maybe forests, maybe water, technology. So if foreign trade is not there, what you have to do? You cannot make use of that resource. If you can export goods to other countries, you can manufacture the goods. So foreign trade helps you to manufacture goods with the available resources. So you can make use of resources. In economics, you will learn that. The main reason for economic development of any country depends upon how better you use your natural resources. So foreign trade helps, it enables you to produce goods. Okay, so naturally it leads to increased, improved economic activities. Ultimately it gives you more national income. Then it reduces wastage of resources. Wastage of resources. Normally, if foreign trade is not there, what we do is, some of the resources may become idle, means we cannot touch them. Untouched natural resources, you will see in reasons for backwardness of Indian economy. In your economics, you might have learnt that point. Untapped natural resources. In India, still certain resources are there which we are not able to touch. This we do not have the technology to use those resources. So that resource is idle. What do you mean by resource? Which has capacity to produce something is called as a resource. So if you make use of resources, naturally it will give you, it generates revenue, it will give you some income. So that resources cannot be wasted because they are very much useful. So because of this foreign trade, you can produce goods and you can sell them to other nations. Next, it equalizes the prices of goods throughout the world and irons out the wide fluctuations. What do you mean by wide fluctuations? Is fluctuation of price. Fluctuation of price for certain commodities. Sometimes you see a product may be available for 10 rupees. Within short time, it may become 100 rupees. So 10 rupees commodity has become 100 rupees. This is called wide fluctuation. For example, you see gold. Due to Corona, COVID-19 pandemic and various reasons in the international market, gold in 2019 beginning it was around 38. Now it has gone up to 56. So a great change. Maybe previously every year they used to change around 3 to 4,000, 4 to 5,000. But 2019 ending which was 40,000, now it has gone up to 56,000. It is called as wide fluctuation. As you know in economics, price is decided by the demand and supply factors. So when there is imbalance between demand and supply, price will violently change. If supply decreases, demand is increasing, naturally price will increase. So if you have to stabilize the price, what you have to do? You have to attain the balance between demand and supply. How we can achieve this? How can you balance this demand and supply? With the help of foreign trade. For example, in India, presently say onion is going up to say 70 rupees or 100 rupees. Then what we can do? We can import from other countries where it is in excess and we can supply in the domestic market. So if you increase the supply, automatically price will come down. Suddenly sometimes this onion of 100 rupees will come down to 2 rupees because the production has increased. In such a case, what we can do? We can export this onion to other countries where they are struggling, where there is shortage. So when you supply our excess onion to other countries, automatically here supply decreased, then demand and supply is balanced, so the farmers will get justified price. So that's how wide fluctuations or violent fluctuations means a great change in the price of products that can be balanced, okay, with the help of imports and exports. Next, it helps countries to sell those goods which they have in surplus. Surplus means extra. So many countries, by virtue of their specialization, by virtue of the availability of resources, they may have more goods. Like India produces more of tobacco, more of jute, tea, coffee, etc. by virtue of our favorable climatic conditions. So we can export this to other countries. At the same time, we can buy goods which are in short supply. जो अपने पास नहीं है वो अपन बाहर से खरीद सकते. Next, it helps developing countries for importing the needed technology. Very important. Developing countries like India, Nepal, Bangladesh, Pakistan, some other countries are also there. Generally for development, economic development, we require improved technology. If we have to buy improved technology from foreign countries, you have to pay the price, okay, money. That is not available with us. So what we can do is, in exchange, we can give some goods and can get our required technology, which will help you to produce more goods and will help you to develop. Next, it creates cordial relationship. What do you mean by cordial relationship? Friendly relation between two countries. Okay. For example, you see at the border, even though India is fighting with China, on the other hand, China is trying to have good relations with India, because once India bans China products, China cannot survive. Okay, India is the biggest market for various foreign countries. So that is the reason today many countries, including America, China, okay, Russia, France, they are trying to have very good relations with India, because India is the biggest market for their products. So if India bans their goods, so they cannot survive. There will be huge loss for those people. So that is the reason every country try to have the friendly relations that will lead to international peace. Next, it brings about international division of labor and specialization. Many times I told about specialization. Means each country has got specialty in producing a particular commodity at cheaper rate by virtue of their technology, by virtue of their skill. So we can make use of this and we can give this benefit to other countries also. Division of labor means a country producing the commodity in which it is specialized. Next, it leads to increase in the incomes of people and thereby raises their standard of living. Very simple. As foreign trade promotes economic activity, so naturally every country will achieve economic development. When economic development is achieved, automatically we can create more employment opportunities. When we create employment opportunities, income of people will improve. When income of people will improve, naturally our standard of living will be better. The next one already given, employment opportunities. Next, it creates healthy competition. What do you mean by healthy competition? Sometimes we see among the students, when students compete to get 99 in commerce, 8 to 10 students of a class compete to get 99 marks. It is called healthy competition. Means always everyone is trying to be top, so everyone will study better, so their knowledge will improve, they will be useful citizens. Similarly, in the globe, all over the world, when countries compete themselves to give out a better product, to have maximum share in the international market, to get more income, so always countries will be coming out with new products, with improved quality, with reduced price, so that ultimately they will benefit the people all over the world. So always there should be competition among the countries. Remember this point that competition gives scope for improvement. If there is no competition, people will sit idle, their brain becomes stubborn. If you compete with others, so always you try to show your talent, that will give scope for new ideas, new products with improved versions. So that is the last advantage of foreign trade. Okay.